Okay, we're going to start this introduction off by talking about the glass encased candles. These are candles in glass cases or a glass jar. As you can see, there are different sizes, different colors. They come with pictures of God, Jesus, angels, saints, or other higher beings, or they just come in a plain glass like this. Now, in Mexican witchcraft, 9 out of 10 practitioners would use a glass encased candles. 1 is because it's less messy. 2, and this is especially for people who are new, who are just starting off. And in my opinion, the glass encased candles are the best way to work with and to read the signs after the candle is finished. And it's easy to read the freestanding candles as well, but you have to be experienced enough for it to be as easy as you would read these candles. But we will get to that in a later YouTube video. So in the meantime, let's just talk about these. So when you're going to the store, it can be a plain old supermarket, a witchcraft store, a botanica, whatever. When you are shopping for these kind of candles with the glass case, there are a few things you need to watch out for and look at before you actually take it home with you. And one of the things you need to learn is to keep an eye on the wick when you buy it or before you buy it, because the wick has to be in the center. It's very important, not only here, but make sure if you can see the metal base part down here. Sometimes you are going to see it, sometimes you can't. Now, this is supposed to ensure that the wick will burn strictly to the bottom. Now, sadly, this is not a foolproof thing to do. Okay, there's no guarantee that it's going to stay in the center. In my experience, the wick can start off in the center and it could lean towards the side. Now, sometimes it leans enough where it would hit the glass. The glass will get too hot, it will crack and shatter, and that will leave you with a false reading. Some people believe that it's a sign. I personally don't, but to each their own. Now, that is one thing you should look for. Another thing, besides the wick being in the center, is showing how thick the wick is, because if the wick is too thick, the flame will be too big and it will leave a black suit around your glass candle on the inside. Once again, it will result in a false reading. You will probably think something bad is after you or near you when there's actually nothing really there because of this. See, with this one, I don't know if y'all can see it, the wick is a little thicker because this candle is large, so that's okay. If this wick was on here or here, then I would have to trim it by making it more thinner. Another thing about the wick, if the wick is too long, you need to cut it in half or as much as you could. The reason is because a long wick, when you just leave it like that and you light the candle, there's a chance that it can curl up into a ball and leave you with another false reading. Okay? Many people, especially new practitioners, do not know this. And if they do, they just turn the other cheek and write it off. So it's up to you, okay? So another thing is because I get my candles mostly at a certain store. Actually, not too long ago that I went to get a candle. So I noticed that the wick was a different type of wick. It wasn't like this one. It was a different type. So to be cautious, even though I fix the candles how I do all the time with my oils and herbs and things like that, I lit the candle, but I wanted to stay around it a while to see how the wick is. And the flame was a little larger than what I'm used to seeing when I light candles on myself. And so of course I had to take a closer look. So the wick, the outside of it burned down, but there was a long string in the center that was still very long, and because of this, the flame was higher. So this is the thing that I'm talking about as well. To always make sure to pay attention to the candle, the tiny details, because this is very important, especially if you are going to light this candle for a spell, for magic, things like that, because of the energy, because of the energy that you put in this candle or on the candle that you will have. Now, some people may never experience this problem, which I really doubt, because I believe that some people experience this at least once in their life. The best thing you can do is just make the best judgment call you can at that time and just keep an eye on the candle, because after the wick done what it did, it started to burn the way it should. So just be cautious and be careful, and always keep an eye on your candles, especially if you're planning to leave them on overnight. Some people do, some people don't. I do it sometimes depending on the spell and depending on the situation. When you burn candles, it's always good to keep them away from anything that's kind of flammable, like a curtain, some blankets, things like that. Always make sure that you practice safety first when it comes to candle magic. Now, when it's time to buy your candle and you take it home, the first thing you want to do is clean the candle from any negative vibration that it might have picked up while it was in the store. Now, if you know what Florida water is, you can use that to help cleanse your candle from any negative vibrations, any negative energy, okay? And the way we do it is like I always say, when you beat down negative energy, you want to beat it down, you want to tear it down. So you want to go from the top to the bottom. If you do not have Florida water, you can use Ruda. If you don't have Ruda, just use plain water. Even plain water washes negative energy away, okay? So you get a red napkin, and you're going to clean the top, and you're going to go straight down to the bottom. Make sure you clean the base, okay? You get another napkin that's totally dry, and you dry the candle the same way from the top to the bottom, okay? And that will remove all negative vibrations, okay? So you don't always need to use Florida water or anything like that. The reason I go and bring it up, because yes, it is strong and it can help, but it's not the only thing, or root is not the only thing to use when it comes to cleaning your candles. Plain water is good. Now, okay, so now you know what to look out for when you get yourself a candle. Now, what you're gonna do, make sure that the wick is in the center. Make sure that the base is in the center. If you can possibly see it. If not, it's not a big deal. Just use your own judgment. Keep an eye on your candle, always. Make sure that the wick is not too thick. Make sure that the wick is not too long. Make sure when it burns, it's burning in the center. If you see it go out to the side, try to lean it back to the center as much as you can. Okay? If you want to keep burning your candle even though it's going out to the side, if the candle is burning out to the side, I just keep a closer eye on it to make sure. Another thing you can do, because when I was younger, when I was learning magic and witchcraft, you are always supposed to have a clear glass of water on the left side to capture negative vibrations, negative energy that people might send your way because of the good things they see coming to you. So when someone sends you negative energy or bad luck, the water will capture it. The little air bubbles you see are the negative vibrations. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people, especially the new practitioners, are going to say, no, it means that they're spirits. Popular misconception. Please look at my YouTube video, Top 10 Popular Misconceptions, because the little air bubbles you see in the water are bad vibrations, bad energy. Those are not spirits. Sorry. So, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you do not want to do it like this, if you need to light your candle, if you need to keep it on all night, overnight, but you're afraid, instead of getting the glass of water, you get a bowl, okay? You fill it with water, and you can put your candle like this. So the water will capture the negative vibrations, but in case, God forbid, your candle would actually catch on fire, it can crack, fall apart, the glass can shatter if it's on fire, most likely it will fall in here, and the water will help turn off the candle if worse comes to worse. If you don't need your candle on all night, turn it off until you wake up the next morning, okay? But those are a few things you should know before buying and after buying a candle. I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down if you don't. Leave me a comment, subscribe, share. Until then, may God bless you and yours.